Okay, so yeah, actually by itself that was going to be a fairly short video. So we'll tack on one more thing I have been asked repeatedly to check out, and we'll go ahead and do so. Let's take a look at the weapon tutorials. Let's see if we can teach an old Durgan new tricks. Hello there, I'm the manager of the weapon tutorials and the keeper of weapon wheel and quick item menu knowledge. So yeah, we're mainly concerned with the weapon tutorials. Here we have procured world-class simulations to teach each tournament contestant how to hone their abilities. Each teleporter will take you to a simulation where you will learn to master each weapon you have brought here. We hope you enjoy our accommodations and please give us a high rating online. That is a fast elevator. Tutorial on Spark Chaser by Spin Attacks. Hi there, Tara. My Spark Chaser's rather devious, wouldn't you say? Forget about aiming at targets. It homes in on anything nearby and zaps it multiple times. I've used it on this planet's flying machines and bird-shaped robots, and they can't handle it. Ha! I've still got it after 20,000 years. Okay. So, definitely a fire and forget type weapon. It can get distracted by other targets. Zaps that pretty nicely. I foresee a problem here. I was also told in the comments that you can't have multiple Spark Chasers out at once. Just so you know, you can fire more than one laser to deal with multiple enemies or even layer damage on a single target. Try using multiple shots on the two enemies in the next room. See how quickly my superior power can devastate your foes. It is worth noting, of course, enemies that have iframes, it's not so great against them. But yes, it does the trick against mid-bosses, that's for sure. So, now do you see how fearsome the Spark Chaser is? With it, nothing will stand in your way. Unless, of course, someone else should use it against you, hunting you down no matter where you go, seeking your end. But why worry about that at such a carefree, happy gathering like this? No need to watch your back. Missed the last bit of that. There was a bit of a delay. It still won't save you. I don't know if there's any point to destroying those crystals, but fine. Okay, so the main lesson to learn there is Spark Chaser is really good against mid-bosses, basically anything that's tanky but doesn't have iframes. A Dent in Their Shield, a tutorial on Laser Trident by CWU01P. My Laser Trident may not be the most exciting weapon, but it pierces enemies and does more damage to shielded foes. It's very good against Mets, shield attackers, and especially Joes. That terrible trio can't carry a tune. Oh, one more thing. See those reflect blocks to my right? The Laser Trident can't pierce them at all. So, indeed, stops it cold. That's a lot of shields. That's a lot less shields. So yes, Laser Trident is really good against enemies that have shields, invincibility states, things like that. With Laser Trident, you don't need to destroy enemies to reach targets behind them. A single shot can hit that switch. Nice. Again, don't know if I actually need to destroy those, but they're set up for me to do so. So yes, Laser Trident is a good piercing weapon. Damp Ruination, a tutorial on Water Shield by Phazon Motherbrain. Hey Nezumi, try using the water shield. Sure, it's made out of flimsy bubbles, but you can block shots and douse fires with those things. Okay, it does still consume the bubbles, though. So that's good to know. And yes, we've seen it does a number on hotheads, at least. Fair enough. Once the shield is up, press fire to let the bubbles spiral outwards and hit enemies out of your reach. Also, you can use the shield to stop weaker things from below from hitting you, like what's beyond that locked door. Oh, okay, it can be used against up and down type enemies. That's an interesting use for it. Oh, I see, I actually do have to take out the crystals to use the teleporter to leave the tutorials. Fair enough. Alright, so not bad, not bad. Blow away the competition. A tutorial on Tornado Blow by Snowrunt Pyro. Yo, you're using my Tornado Blow again? Cool. Just as a refresher, when you use it, you're gonna weaken or wipe out everything in sight. Certain objects may be affected by the wind as well, but enemies won't drop items except keys, so use it wisely. When you fire Tornado Blow, your jump height will increase for a short time too. Okay, so that's like it was in Mega Man 9. There is something satisfying about that. Okay, and we have these platforms. Okay, so it can blow out fire, too. Nice. Second guessed my jump there because I got frozen by the weapon energy pickup. So yes, it does still have the slight oddity that it has in 9 where sometimes not everything gets hit the exact same amount of damage. That was something that I was also noticing during the Double Hornet Man fight. Oh, hi! Been a while since I've seen you. Okay, so it's a screen-clear weapon. There's not too much extra to know about it other than just the fact that, yes, it does boost your jump height. Time for a zap, the tutorial on Thunderbeam by Spin Attacks. The Thunderbeam emits an electric bolt that covers a large area. It can even strike enemies beneath your buster's range. You've no doubt noticed the Thunderbeam's vertical bolts. You can use them to strike enemies above or below you. The Thunderbeam also won't be reflected by enemy shields, but as long as they're up, enemies won't take damage from it. Okay, so it pierces but does no damage. So I guess if there's enemies beyond a shielded enemy, they'll at least still get hit. Few enemies can resist the Thunderbeam, so use it when you want raw, unfiltered power. It can even tear through octopus batteries and their relatives. Good to know. Eddie just keeps following me. Oh, that's satisfying. Also, I just always thought the Thunder Beam had a fun sound to it. I think just due to the setting, I was expecting a big eye up here. So there we go. I don't think we really learned anything new exactly for the Thunder Beam, except that it does have piercing but non-damaging properties when shields are concerned. So, kind of limited use in that regard, but still overall a really good weapon. Lighten Your Lodestone, a tutorial on magnetic shockwave by Mini Macro Phazon Motherbrain. Hi. Onslaught. My mighty magnetic shockwave has a long and high range, striking foes on the ground and in the air. It utterly crushes bulky enemies like those Stomper robots. Those feeble machines cannot resist the power of Onslaught. So yeah, this overall is just a big rolling destructive blast. Just what you want, really. Curse those infernal Met machines. The magnetic shockwave does nothing at all to them. Shielded enemies aren't immune, but greatly resist it. But against so-called mini-bosses, magnetic shockwave completely and utterly slaughters them. Yeah, we've seen that. Go to the next room and witness my might for yourself. Wait, so it doesn't do anything even when they're out of their helmet? Whoa, okay, that's good to know. Yeah. I would say that was, very destructive. Well, now we're just being silly. I approve. Yeah, magnetic shockwave is a very simple but fun weapon. Basically, you know you're just getting a lot of destructive force with this thing. It goes through ammo pretty quickly, as you would expect of such a powerful weapon. But yeah, nice to have in the roster. Stay Frosty, a tutorial on Ice Wall by CWONP Gone Sovereign. Ice Wall is an ice wall that you can use as a platform to reach higher places and push by walking into it. Ice Wall will deal damage into any enemies it touches, but will be destroyed after a set period of time. And yes, as we learned the hard way, sometimes just setting it as a trap is what you want to do. But you can only have one on the screen at a time, so that's good to know. You can ride Ice Wall after pushing it to cross spike pits like this one. You should know this already, but ice floats. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had this function back in Mega Man and Base. Cheese! Okay, well this is complicated. Because Ice Wall can bounce off walls when pushed, you can use it to reach enemies in situations like this. Ice Wall does a little extra damage to aquatic and nature enemies, more to flying enemies, and much more to fire enemies. Alright. Okay, that's what we're doing here. But yes, it does have some momentum to it, so you have to be a little bit careful. You can slide on Ice Wall while it's moving. Fair enough. Ice Wall can be used to freeze magma beams into solid platforms. You could then destroy that platform using some other less cool weapon called Laser Trident. But who'd do that? So, yes. A bit of a clunky weapon, but it does have its uses, certainly. And would have been nice to realize quicker that it worked so well on the double Hornet Man fight. I just had trouble hitting them with it and didn't think of leaving it there as a trap. But, yeah, I may have edited that video today and just... Oh, it's kind of painful watching that. Can Opener, a tutorial on Break Dash by CWU01P. Alrighty. Yeah, this one I have not used much. Row, the Break Dash lets you tear your foes to shreds with one quick dash. Try it out on that block to my right. Just remember, you have to charge up to use it, and it won't work in the air. Okay, so I may need to use this to push certain blocks. Good to know. Did you know you're invincible for a while once you break dash? You can rush through things that would normally hurt or kill you and be totally fine. Okay, so it does have iframes. That's interesting. Let me talk to Pluto. Sometimes fighting enemies just isn't worth it, especially when they're invincible. You can use the break dash to perfectly dash through them to skip them. This won't work for every enemy, though. I'm trying to see what the edit is here. What did Neo do to break dash? I can't quite tell. I'll have to check back when I'm editing. Alright, Cambot, give me an enhancement. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Well, on closer examination, I think this actually might be a Pokemon reference. And more specifically, the nickname I gave that particular Pokemon. Who's that Pokemon? It's Nezumi Fam! You can cancel a break dash by jumping mid-dash, but you'll keep the invincibility you already had. Try it out so you can use these spikes as a platform. Right. Cancel, that's the important part there. Okay. That's what they mean. Fair enough. Enemies that stay close to the ground often take more damage from the break dash than others. Some enemies can also be pushed back, like that Curlinger. By the way, you may want to charge up before entering the next room. Meow. I see. Thanks for the warning. You can even crush Beeries and Giris. Be careful, though. It won't work on these Smaplars, the jerks in the upper left there. Alright. Okay, so those we can take out with this. Them, not so much. Spines and their kin making life hard for you? Tear them to ribbons with a break dash. It's the only weapon that'll destroy them outright. Nyahaha! Tornado Blow is dealing with them. Okay. I wasn't expecting to get a capsule during all of this, but I'll take it. So yeah, break dash is a kind of awkward weapon, but highly technical. It looks like it does afford us a good number of abilities. The iframes help out with traversing more hazardous areas, so that's actually good to know. And what do we get? Crashman. Never quite made it to the internet age. Keep away from machines, computers, and most importantly, the stock market. Yeah, that's one that always felt weird to me. With as definitive a term as crashing is as far as computers are concerned, how did we never have a Crashman EXE? Spring for a Flight, a tutorial on rush coil and jet by Flashman85. Anti-Eddy. Gee, it sure would be faster to get out of here if you had Magnet Beam. I guess you'll just have to use Rush, you poor thing. Fair enough. Huh? Sorry, I fell asleep waiting for you. Magnet Beam would be ideal here, but I guess you can call Rush from the ladder. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, someone must be testing my faith in Magnet Beam, because this puzzle looks like it'd be easier with Rush Coil. Indeed. Or, well, a fish butt. That works too. Who would design a room like this? You can't use Magnet Beam. You go clear path while I sulk. What? This room blatantly wants you to hug the top of the screen with Rush Jet. That's unnatural. I'll stick with Magnet Beam. Big fish. Yeah, no thanks. You guys just deal. This is very silly. This is very, very silly indeed. Anti-Eddy asked me to take over this tutorial. At least, I assume that's what his scream meant when he fell into the abyss. So, I'll coach you on Rush Jet in 6 easy steps. Unlike Rush Coil, Rush Jet teleports to meet you at your current vertical position. Try intercepting him in the air. If Rush lands in the wrong place, or is being unhelpful, perform a weapon quick switch to banish him. Press up and down to steer, hold backward to go slower. Okay, that's good to know. Don't be afraid to descend onto floor spikes. Rush is immune to them. Shoot stuff. If you're about to crash, jump off. There. Now you're an expert. Die at your own risk. Yeah, after that last room, we're going to need to fill this back up. Give. Okay. Okay, so that's what that first bit meant. I wasn't quite sure. But... Excuse me. Just suddenly... deserted me. Yeah, I don't know why sometimes I just end up walking right off of it. That's a little unfortunate.
Jump.
Okay. A little bit awkward. And that was just bad positioning on there. I do not know why this is giving me so much trouble. It really shouldn't be. There we go. Now I'll teach you about magnet beam. Wait, you didn't bring magnet beam? Oh, good luck with rush. So we have wind physics going here. What? Okay, what exactly do you want me to do here? Because I can't slide while I'm on him. What? I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. Do you have anything else to say? Nope. Okay, wait a minute. You're actually gonna force me to do this, aren't you? Nope, that doesn't work either. I was wondering if maybe I could slide if I used the dedicated slide button. But no, that doesn't work either. Okay, what am I missing here? I'm not sure what I did differently. That part at least made sense. What? No, I'm not trying to kill you. Now climb into this death trap. Thanks, Eddie. How dare you proceed without me? A guy falls down one bottomless pit and everyone thinks he's dead. Look, I grudgingly admit that rush is fine, magnet beam is way better, but you'll live longer using both strategically. And yes, I know I'm wearing my counterpart for a hat. Good day. It's you. You know, I was so baffled by what a thing this one particular tutorial was being that I didn't even register that mural there that I uncovered. But also screw Mega Man 5 Rush Coil, what'd they do to my boy? That's a bit rude placement. There we go. Okay, so the Rush tutorial was just deadly. And yes, has more made the point that Magnet Beam is better. I don't know how to feel about that one. A Vicious Cycle, a tutorial on Rush Bike, by Phazon Motherbrain, Random, SnowRun Pyro. Okay. Ah, hello there. You have the Rush Bike, don't you? It's quite the useful tool. Summon your canine companion and hop on to blaze off into the sunset. You can drive around by holding left or right, and shoot buster shots as well. Though your jump height is quite limited while you're riding the bike. The speed you gain should more than make up for it, however. Kangaroo? The Rush Bike has another ability. Hold down to enter its boost mode, greatly increasing your speed. However, your traction will also be much worse, so use it intelligently. Okay, good to know. While on the Rush Bike, you're protected from almost all damage. More specifically, any damage you take will be subtracted from your weapon ammo instead. You can even drive over spikes and it'll only drain your ammo. However, you are not protected from anything with a drain effect, like lasers or poison. Good to know. However, should you find yourself with infinite rush bike ammo, draining your ammo will not work, so your health will drain instead. That is all I have to say about rush bike. Please ride your dog into the sunset for me. Fair enough. This is the power of bike. Okay, so knowing about that boost mode, that's important. Platform Hijinks, a tutorial on magnet beam by spin attacks. The magnet beam is no weapon, but it is a powerful tool indeed. It creates temporary platforms you can use to scale heights even the rush coil can't reach. You're the tutorial guide? I'm glad I can ask. Yes, I am. Truthfully, Dr. Light was supposed to run this, but he was too busy. Furthermore, Electman already has his own area, and he wasn't fond of the suggestion that he disguises himself as a wrestler for this one. But I'm sure you remember learning you needed the magnet beam to even reach me, so I volunteered. Fair enough. By holding fire, you can create longer beams at the cost of more energy. Also, the beam is attached to your buster until you stop firing, so keep in mind when to let go while climbing upwards. Fair enough. If you see a gap in a wall that's too far off the ground to slide into, the magnet beam can create ground for you to use. Yeah, we've actually done that before. It won't help you if there's an overhang on one end, though. Nezumi, enemies cannot stand on the magnet beam as you can, so use it to evade them if need be. I'd recommend getting some height, for there are legions of dangerous enemies straight ahead. Yeah, that's a lot of them. I'm sure you have the hang of the magnet beam now. But if you want to drop down quickly, switching weapons will cause all beams to disappear. Naturally, be careful of where you choose to do this. Make sense? That is a very narrow climb. I got lured by something shiny. What are you doing here? The exit was right there. Boomo! Boomo boomo! Boomo! Oh, I see now. You don't believe I can speak normally. You presume, based solely on how I used to be, that I and my kind are but mere buffoons, mindless monsters who can only ever mumble nonsensical boomo-boomos, and aren't real beings like yourself. I'm beyond appalled that you would think I am a brainless brute after my services here. We devils are capable beings, and I shall not let this slide. You're on the wrong side of history, Nezumi. Goodbye. Wow! Okay! So the lesson here, don't learn another language? I thought he'd appreciate it. Okay, so there aren't actually any crystals. Look, can we make amends? Just curious. Well, try not to make a mess. I like the feng shui of this room. Fair enough. Rude. Okay, so with that, we've done all the tutorials. Okay, so that's what Dr. Leland looks like. I don't think I've actually seen her before. I know she's in the comics, but like I said, I never had the issues where she appeared. You're early. There's one more training simulation behind this door, but we're still getting set up. I can't say for sure when we'll be ready. I suggest stockpiling trickster tokens to pass the time. Fair enough, so there's something to come back here for later. But with that, we've done tutorials. Why did the Rush Coil and Jet one beat me up so much? Anyway, with that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. Who knew Yellow Devil was so sensitive?